everyone, welcome to another Facebook Live with me. I'm Angela Dahlgren, and oh my goodness, you guys so delivered this week. Last night, or yesterday, I asked you, what questions do you have for today's Facebook Live? And I received so many. I'm going to answer as many as I can today, as well as any questions that come in. So just let me know what you have. I see there's 4 of you watching already. Hello. If you're watching, tell me where you're from and tell me, I want to know what your favorite color is. I know that's like such a preschool question, but I usually ask, what are your weekend plans? What was good about this week? Just tell me your favorite color. Let's just keep it simple. Mine is pink. I know, it's such a silly question, but why not? I'm a goofy person. If you've seen my videos, you already know that. Yes, so I have 4 pages of questions to answer. I see that Tom is joining us from Canada. Hello, and his favorite color is blue. So there you go. Okay, so we have news, questions. Let's just jump right into it. And again, if you're just joining us, tell us where you're from so I know where you're viewing from. Okay, so the first question we have is from Dana. And she said, going to Disney next week, how are the crowds looking? Now, Dana, I didn't know if you meant Disney World or Disneyland, but it doesn't matter because every week we put out a weekly preview of Disney Cruise Line, Universal Orlando, Walt Disney World, and Disneyland. We have a weekly preview on our Touring Plans blog. I think that's blog.touringplans.com. I think mine, which is Walt Disney World, is up right now. And in this series, it's updated weekly, obviously, and we include park hours, weather, crowd levels, any special news or events, and then any attraction refurbishments. So right now, Mission Space is under refurb until the 13th. So in 3 days, it's going to be open. So I have stuff like that included. So yes, to answer your question, just check out our blog for the week ahead when it comes to the parks. Let's see who else is joining us. We have Marvin from Fort Worth. His favorite color is blue. Cindy, Baltimore. She likes green. Thank you so much for going with me with this. I know you guys are like, weird question, but I so love that you guys get me and that you're going with my question. Amanda's from North Carolina. She likes purple. Scott, Seattle. Peter, Garnerville, New York, blue, and then we have some questions, and then McMillan is from Montgomery, Alabama. And yes, okay, so we answered Dana's question. Now let's get to Selena's. She wants to know if they're bringing back Club Villain. It's one of the reasons that she booked her trip at the end of September. So the thing with Club Villain is I believe it was originally like a dance party at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. It was at the Diamond Horseshoe, I think. I went to it, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because I danced with the evil witch from Snow White, and she was a really good dancer. So they had kind of a dance party there, and then they moved it to Disney's Hollywood Studios, and it kind of became like a dinner show hosted by Dr. Facilier. And you would it was hosted by him. There were appearances from other Disney villains, and checking the price, it was about $129 it was, and it was kind of by the Rock and Roller Coaster Courtyard is where it took place. So Selena wants to know if they're bringing it back, and as of right now, the outlook is not good. It's nowhere on the Disney website, and it's marked as extinct on our Touring Plans website. So if you ever have a question in the future about dinner shows or dining packages or attractions, you can always type it into our website and then we'll tell you more about it. Or, in this case, if it's not there anymore. So I hope that answered your question, Selena, and I'm really sorry if you won't be able to go now. That's a bummer. I'm sorry. My brain's a little slow today. Do you guys have seasonal allergies like crazy? Mine are so bad. It's like constant migraine, puffy eyes. It's the worst. I know I'm whining, and Disney's positive, and I should be positive here, but that's why I'm a little slow today. So if you can relate, you get it. Seasonal allergies are the worst. Okay. All right. Matthew, Columbus, Ohio, black or white? I'm a bit colorblind. Well, black and white are good colors too, so there's no problem there. Let's see. Peter said that the evil witch is good, but Lady Tremaine is so good she could be on Dancing with the Stars. He's referring to the Club Villain dance party that used to be at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. That's funny. That's a good joke. Patrick, when's the best time to go to Disneyland? You know, Patrick, that is not my area of expertise. That would be Guy Selga all the way. So I will ask him, or I will do some research, and I will answer that question after this live stream. If you are new to my Facebook Lives, any questions you ask that I can't answer live, I always go back and answer, or I'll link an answer to you. So feel free to ask them anyway, and if I don't know it, I'll find the answer for you after the show. After the stream. Seems so silly calling it a show. All right, so Laura, this was a really good question. This is, I don't know if she was referring to our Twitter or maybe our blog. Anyway, she said, can you be thoughtful about using abbreviations for those of us who are new to this and have no idea what they mean? On our blog, Laura, and even here, we try our best to not abbreviate any of the Disney terms because I know that it does get confusing. You know, there are some abbreviations that I even see and I'm like, what are they talking about? Like when we abbreviate Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party with MNSSHP. It's like, if you've never been to the party, if you don't know what it is, what is it, you know? So, yes, I'm always trying to be thoughtful about that because I realize that a lot of people don't know. But we had other people who follow our Facebook page and they linked to this abbreviations page, which is awesome. Let me see who did that. I think a different Laura did that, which was amazing. So thank you, Laura, for doing that because now we all know. And that is under my post where I said, send me your questions for Facebook Live. So if you want to know more about Disney abbreviations, you can just check that post that Laura linked. All right. Christy said, why do I look so familiar? Am I friends with a princess? I am not, but I wish I was friends with a princess. That would be a dream come true. I wanted to be, but it didn't work out during my college years. I didn't get to visit Walt Disney World. Instead, I went to England, but I would have loved to make friends with princesses. That would have been amazing. I pretend to be a lot, if you've seen my YouTube videos. Okay, Amanda, planning on dining reservations. Any new must-try restaurants? You know, it really, help Amanda out with this question. Any new must-try restaurants at Walt Disney World that you would suggest going to? The Boathouse is getting amazing reviews at Disney Springs. As for character meals, the Bon Voyage breakfast at Trattoria Al Forno, that's located at the boardwalk, on the boardwalk. That's just really exciting. A lot of people are seeming to enjoy that character experience because it combines the princesses with their princes, which you don't often get to see. I know for sure it's Rapunzel and Flynn Rider and Ariel and Prince Eric. So if you're talking about a character breakfast, that's really cool. Otherwise, Disney Springs, it just seems like they've opened a ton of restaurants lately that are must-tries. And I see that Tom answered that he tried Skipper's Canteen last trip and it was pretty good. Peter said, any insight on strategies to ride Flight of Passage without a Fast Pass reservation? Even rope drop seems insane. You know, Peter, right now, it seems like the only way that people are really going to for sure get to ride Flight of Passage is if they have a Fast Pass Plus reservation. You can still try rope drop. I would just say you'd have to get there at least 30 minutes ahead of time, if not earlier, if you just want to walk right on the ride. Let me take a drink of coffee. So that's what I would say for that. Otherwise, we would suggest that if you have to pick a Fast Pass reservation for either Flight of Passage or Navi River Journey, we would definitely suggest Flight of Passage. You can try rope drop, but you would just have to get there pretty darn early. Okay. Fred said, hello, Fred. Will asked a really good question. Is the Yuletide tour happening this year? Is it worth it? So from my understanding, the Yuletide tour is a behind-the-scenes tour, which if you've never done the behind-the-scenes tours at Walt Disney World, I would definitely do it. I did the Keys to the Kingdom one. Amazing, like one of the top experiences of my life when it comes to Disney related things. So the Yuletide tour is basically a behind-the-scenes tour of how Disney gets ready for Christmas time and the decorations. On the Disney website, they do not have dates yet. Oh, that was interesting. I do not have experience with the tour, but if you have, let Will know. It sounds like something I'd really want to do. You know, I bet my aunt and uncle might have done that. So let me ask them, and I'll get back to you after this stream. Peter recommends Homecoming, also Skipper's Canteen and Tiffin. So we have another one for Skipper's Canteen. I believe that was Amanda's question. So Amanda, you're getting some good input here. Elizabeth, when is Flight of Passage single rider going to open? I do not know the answer for that. I wish I did. I wish I was just like this wealth of useful knowledge, but instead I'm a wealth of use. Oh my gosh, why am I even trying to talk today? Clearly, I am not ready as I should be for this stream. Tom said, the best strategy I've seen for Flight of Passage is to add park hopper and go back for it at the end of your trip and work back when your 60-day window opens. So that is Tom's advice. Do you see a room discount for pass holders for October coming out? This is Michael's question. After the one ending on October 7th. There could quite possibly be a room discount. You know, I know that the Disney website will update you with special offers, so I definitely suggest checking there. Otherwise, whenever a new offer comes out, we will post that on our blog, so you can check that out as well. I will still take a look for you because I want this to be worth your time, so I will still take a look for any room discounts for pass holders in October, but I don't know off the top of my head. Oh, you're welcome, Will. Sounds like Peter has a good plan. And we're still asking for discounts for February and January. What I will do as far as that, I will ask Tammy. Tammy is a colleague of mine, and she's also a travel agent for Storybook Destinations. She knows all of the answers for any discounts, so I will contact her after this and let everyone know, because I want to know too. I would be just in your shoes as well. Oh, got a text. Why are people texting me during a live stream? Peter, thank you for the words of encouragement. I don't know, I'm just off my game today. Okay, more questions. All right, Mark, can annual pass holders buy the Disney dining plan? And Kim's saying, hi, hello. Yes, okay, so can annual pass holders purchase the Disney dining plan? They can, as long as they are staying at a Walt Disney World Resort hotel. And for future reference, Disney Vacation Club members can purchase the dining plan as well, but they must do it at least 48 hours before their stay, and they must pay in full. You know, make their entire payment in full. So I hope that answers your questions. And kind of to go along with that, we had Taryn asked, I'd like to know if there's ever a pass holder discount on the dining plan. And technically, no. There's no discount for pass holders to get the dining plan, but you can add it to a discounted room. So if you're a pass holder and you get a discounted room and make reservations for that, you can add the dining plan to that, but you can't like combine discounts, so you couldn't get like a discounted dining plan, just the room, if that makes sense. So thank you for that question, Mark and Taryn. Gonna see, no more questions. Okay, then we will move on. Erin, any time frame on the completion of the gondola system? You know, I've been reading more about the gondola system, and it seems like it's a lot different than what we originally pictured. I think we originally pictured it holding a lot more people. I've been reading, you know, that it's maybe only gonna hold 6 people. So it's gonna kind of be a scaled back version of maybe what we thought or imagined. And there's no official date of when the gondolas will be completed. You know, they have broke ground on construction and they're working on it. If we were to estimate, I'd probably say late 2018, early 2019. It takes about 6 to 10 months to build the gondola system, but Disney, you know, they don't do it halfway. They're very detail oriented. They want it to be perfect. They want it to be themed. So I imagine that it will take longer than that 6 to 10 months. So that's why I say that late 2018, early 2019. Tom wants to know, am I excited for DuckTales this weekend? You know, I haven't had it on my radar. I've seen the commercials. I just keep comparing it to the old DuckTales show. Did you guys watch that when you were younger? You know, the DuckTales, ooh, did you? Let me know. Thumbs up if you did. Yeah, so it looks a little different. Obviously, the animation's going to be different. Why would I expect anything else? But no, I haven't Other than the commercials, I haven't really seen much about it. I probably will watch it because my husband works weekends, so it's the kiddos and I, so we'll probably take some downtime to watch it. So I'll let you know. All right, Amy, any news on the minivans being extended to all resorts? Amy, thank you for your question, and someone else asked that. Yeah, someone else asked that, and so thank God for my coworkers. There were a few questions, you guys, that I was stumped on. I researched, and I could not find answers. So I had to ask my coworkers who are they know everything. And Ricky answered this one for me. And unfortunately, there's not much of an answer. So the minivans, oh my gosh, can we talk about the minivans? I'm very excited about them. The minivans will eventually expand to all the resorts. So that's the answer she did give me. But she also said that it's still technically in testing mode, so that's why they're kind of limiting it to the boardwalk and the yacht and beach club. But she can almost guarantee that it's going to expand. And what I'm really excited about is that handicap accessible vans are seen roaming around the resort as well, which is great. If you don't know what the minivans are, it's basically Disney's Uber or Lyft. So it's driven by cast members, and they will take you anywhere on Walt Disney World property. But right now they're only taking reservations at the yacht and beach and the boardwalk. And it fits about 6 people. There's 2 car seats, which again is great. I'm glad that they have that option. And yeah, I just think it's going to be really awesome. I have a question relating to Uber. But my notes, look at this, they're just like everywhere. Okay, so someone was basically saying in one of my questions that I can't find that she's worried about the minivans kicking out Uber because she has all of these Uber gift cards that she wants to use. And right now the minivans are used through Lyft. So whoever asked that question, you can still use your Uber gift cards. You can still book an Uber on Walt Disney World property. They're not going to be phased out now, at least. I'm not saying it will never happen. Eventually, Disney might phase out all the other, transportation systems. But for now, you can still get an Uber on Walt Disney World property, and you can also use a minivan, which is $20, not $25, $20. I get distracted because I see all these questions come in that I want to answer, and then I get off my rocker. All right, Amanda, how would you rate crowd levels the first week of May? Amanda, first week of May is when I would say spring break is definitely winding down, if not done. So the crowd levels will be much better than what you'll see in late March or all through April. So that's a pretty good time to go. Also, yeah, there were Star Wars weekends. I can't think right now if that's still going to happen, but I'd say May is pretty decent. It's going to be much lower crowds than spring break, so I think you'd be good to go if you looked into that. Not to mention the weather is going to be absolutely beautiful in May. Michael, I can't imagine being in that heat box, the gondola. Yeah, he hears they won't have air conditioning. That is true. The gondolas right now are not expected to have air conditioning. Instead, there's going to be air holes that are going to let the breeze go through as you go on your way. We'll see how that works, in that 108 degree weather, if that breeze is going to be enough. I don't know that I could do it because, confined spaces, no air, it doesn't really sound like a good combination, not to mention you're above. If they did add AC, I think it'd be a lot more compelled. But just so you know, the gondolas will be suitable for wheelchairs and ECVs, so it will be handicap accessible. They'll just lower to the ground and you go in and then it will go back up in the air. Tom, yep, the minivans are managed by Lyft. Lisa, our family of 7, you need to get to Mass on Saturday evening when you're in Walt Disney World. Thinking the church and celebration. What do you think is the cheapest transportation from the Poly? You could do a taxi, you could do an Uber. Your best bet is probably an Uber or Lyft just because you'll be able to fit more people than a taxi. I know a lot of people do that over a cab, for sure. I see that a lot from, Walt Disney World. So I would definitely recommend that. Heather, hi from Marshall, Minnesota. We're not too far away from each other. Carrie, how do we request a room at Copper Creek? Oh my gosh, you guys. my speech. Do you get that way when you have allergies where like they're affecting you so much you just can't even talk? That is me right now. Here I am making excuses. How do we request a room at Copper Creek since the option isn't loaded into TouringPlans yet? We expect Copper Creek to be added to our room finder in the next week to week and a half, and then hopefully you should be able to request a room from there. Otherwise, you could also just email Webmaster at TouringPlans and they could answer questions like that for you as well when it comes to that. But I'd say give us another week to week and a half to get the Copper Creek rooms up, and then if you're still not seeing it under the room request, then you can email us. But yeah, give it another week. Let's see. Andre, staying at Port Orleans Riverside soon. Should I use the bus system or is it better to have a rental car when staying at this resort? Okay, so it just depends, you know. It depends if you want to rent a car. It depends how much time you want to save. I personally would not rent a car just because I'm flying from Minnesota and I just don't want to spend the money on a rental car. If that's something that you have budgeted, definitely do it. It's going to be faster for sure, and you're going to get free parking because you're staying at a Disney resort. You know, you could also take an Uber or Lyft or the minivans once they start coming to those resorts. But yeah, rental car will probably be faster, but I'm just one to take the bus transportation because I'm there and I have a stroller, and then, you know, it's just easier for me, even though it's a little longer of a wait, a little longer of a drive. But that is personal preference. I would be interested to hear what the rest of you think. So let Andre know. Peter, no AC in the gondolas, I won't be riding. I know, you know, you just gotta hope that that breeze coming in is gonna be enough. All right, Lisa, thanks, you're welcome. Gary, we go next week. Katie, any ideas on how soon the rest of February, early March 2018 park hours will be released? Seems to be slow going, but maybe that's normal. You know, Katie, we've just been seeing that a lot with kind of everything with the Disney schedule. You know, I have questions, which if you give me 1 minute, people were asking about, you know, like the Rivers of Light dining package and Tiana's Riverboat and Fantasmic dining packages and, you know, the times for different shows. And it just seems like it's been a little slow going with the schedules being released. So, I mean, I would think it'd be in the next couple months that you'd start seeing that, because I know the December schedule's out for certain things. But as far as dining packages, because those were questions that I did receive, people who are calling the Disney phone line to talk about dining reservations and dining packages, they're saying that, where's my info? I don't want to give you the wrong, information, and now I can't find it. Anyway, they basically put out the dining packages in 90-day cycles. So, you know, check back for those dining packages. And when I asked Ricky about, you know, whether they're going to keep doing Tiana's Riverboat, if they're going to keep doing Rivers of Light dining packages, she said that she's not sure that they'll be returning, but based on kind of those previous years, she thinks that they will be, because Disney is usually slow to release the packages, this year especially. But it's making them money to keep doing those dining packages, so that's something to consider. I feel like I answered that really poorly because I didn't have 100% the answer in front of me, so I'm sorry about that. So if you need clarification, let me know. Okay. Let's see. Heather, is the Jingle Bell Jingle Bam dessert package worth it? Well, what do you think, you guys? Have you done the Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam dessert package? It actually looks like a lot of fun. I was researching it because the dessert party is now available to book. It's from November 9th to the 31st. And from November 9th to the 15th, tickets are $79. And from the 17th to the 31st, they jump up to $89. And basically, it's in the courtyard at that Grauman's Chinese Theater at Disney's Hollywood Studios. And there's food, like, I think like cheese fondue, which of course, like, I love cheese. That's what I noticed first. There's desserts. There's like a VIP character that will come around and mingle with you. And then you get to see the holiday lights wearing these 3D, like, hollow spec glasses. And it's an hour before the fireworks. It sounds like a lot of fun. As far as the dessert parties, a lot of people think that they're worth it. They are pricey. Like, there's no getting around it, especially if you're like going to a hard ticket event like Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and then you do the fireworks dessert party on top of it. It can get pricey, but almost everyone I've talked to has thought that it was worth it. All right. Let's see. Tom wanted to know if we're gonna add dining packages to the TouringPlans reservation finder. And TouringPlans, one of my coworkers has answered that there's no current plans to add the dining packages at this time. But if you don't know what our reservation finder, it is the coolest thing ever. I have a video about it on our YouTube page. But basically, if you're having a tough time getting those hard to get reservations, you can fill out, what restaurant you're looking at, what dates, what times, provide your email and your phone number so we can text you. And if we kind of like look for these reservations. And when one pops out, we will email you and we will text you, and then it's up to you to book it yourself. We've had people who have had a lot of success with our reservation finder. I myself I've gotten reservations to like be our guest using this finder, like literally a week before my trip. It is the best thing ever. And I know I talk about it every Facebook Live, but it is worth talking about because it is so cool. All right. Katie, any recommendations for how to do an advanced dining reservation when we don't know the park hours or which park to plan to visit that day? I would just say book what you want on the days that you're looking for, or, what I've done before. I don't necessarily like recommend this, but what I've done is I've booked the same restaurant like 2 different days, and then once the dates come out, I just get rid of the one that doesn't work for me, get rid of the reservation that doesn't work for me. So, you could definitely do that. Otherwise, just book what you want and see if it works with your trip. But that's what I would do, is just book, if you can, the same place for 2 different days and then just get rid of one. There are many other people who would be more than willing to take that other reservation off your hands. When will early morning magic dates for November be released? This is from Jean. Gosh, it should be in the next month for sure, because we're 3 months away. So I'm kind of surprised if it's not out right now. Give it another month for sure, because I'm going to be there in November as well. So I need to know the answer to that too. Amy said the reservation finder is amazing. Kelly agrees. Ooh, and Kelly gave some insight into Heather's question. She did Jingle Bell Jingle Bam last year, and it was just so in my opinion. I sort of felt like we were cheated on the viewing. They lined up early and had a great spot behind the wheelchair section, and then Facebook cuts off the rest of your comment. But you guys can probably read Kelly's opinion, so just keep reading for me if you can. Thank you, Kelly, for getting back to Heather. I really appreciate that. Okay, getting back to my questions. Now I gotta figure out where I was. We talked about the gondolas. Okay, Christy wanted to know thoughts about how food and wine, Epcot's International Food and Wine Festival, will impact Epcot days. Tips and tricks for getting the most bang for our buck with food and wine. Okay. I am actually filming a video tomorrow all about food and wine. I would have done it earlier, but I bruised my nose, which you can probably see in jiu-jitsu on Monday, so I couldn't film with a bloody nose and a bruised nose. But I'm filming that tomorrow. But I'll give you a sneak peek. This is what these streams are for. I'm going to give you some advice right now. Okay, so how will food and wine affect Epcot? So my little tip for you, my insider scoop before I film on it tomorrow, is Future World is probably where you'll want to be if you're looking to ride some rides. The World Showcase is going to be where it's most crowded. So as far as attractions in Future World, it's going to be about average to below average wait times. So it's going to probably affect any attractions in the World Showcase, but Future World, you should be good. So that was a good question from Christy. All right. Let's see. Elizabeth said that she booked ADRs and now she's waiting for the December hours to finalize before I drop most of them. Okay, so Elizabeth, you've done my game plan too. I'm glad to see that another person has done this. I felt bad admitting it, I was monopolizing too many reservations. Elizabeth, you made me feel so much better. I was kind of feeling bad. Okay, so Shannon said, is Rivers of Light going to be daily in the winter or spring? Will Animal Kingdom close early with dark coming earlier? So it's really interesting. When I was looking at this, right now, you know, Rivers of Light is at like 9:15 and 10:30 because until like August 20th, Animal Kingdom is doing extra magic hours till midnight. Slowly as fall approaches, Rivers of Light moves up earlier and earlier. So then it starts going to 8:45 around August 20th. And then it varies in time between like 8:15 and 8:30 from there on out. Then in November, Rivers of Light is at 6:30 p.m. So it jumps up super duper early. And then there's no times at all listed for December. So as far as that, yeah, I mean, Animal Kingdom probably will close a little earlier, and you wonder how that will affect the dining packages since 6:30 is still technically dinner time, you know? So you wonder if they'll offer them for those dates or what. Stay tuned. Are they going to keep doing the late night events at Magic Kingdom? Jean wanted to know. Now, as far as what are you referring to, Jean? Are you talking about like when they close down the park, or are you talking about parades, or what? Let me know. All right. Is there any benefit to publishing a personalized touring plan? Now, Tom, do you mean that from the perspective of like creating your own personalized touring plan? Let me know, because I have an answer for that. Publishing is what threw me off with that question. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I answered that one already. Erica said the current Magic Kingdom schedule is showing Fantasy in the Sky on December 30th at 6:30 and at 11:50. Will it actually be shown twice, or do you think Disney will change the schedule and show Happily Ever After at 6:30? Okay, so if you don't know what Fantasy in the Sky is, it was a show. It was like the fireworks show before Wishes, and then Wishes replaced it, and then they moved it to Disneyland, but they still do Fantasy in the Sky for like New Year's celebration, for example. So last year, Holiday Wishes was at 7:30 on the 30th, and then Fantasy in the Sky was at 11:50. I did not see two shows listed when I was researching, and I found that on the Disney Parks blog for that. So, but you know, Happily Ever After has really thrown me for a loop, you know, because when it comes to the holiday parties, like Mickey's Not So Scary and Very Merry Christmas Party, you know, it's like Happy Hallowishes, you know, Hallowishes. So are they going to show that for the Halloween party? Or are they going to adapt Happily Ever After and make it Halloween themed? Someone let me know, because I'm going to the Christmas party and I've been talking up Happily Ever After to my parents for like weeks and months, and I don't know, like, someone let me know. Are they going to show that at the party, or are they going to do like a Wishes themed fireworks show? It's driving me nuts. Let me know. Okay. Going back to Tom's question, okay, so he wants to know if it's worth personalizing a touring plan. This goes hand in hand with a question that Tarrant asked and Lisa asked. So Tarrant said, I love any ideas for touring with an elderly person who is not an active senior. So for that question, definitely we have touring plans that cater to seniors, and it includes slower walking times and fewer thrill rides. But you know, you could also personalize your own touring plan. So Tom, this goes back to your question. It's kind of like when to personalize a touring plan. So basically you could personalize your own and tailor your plans around the needs or limitations of that person who just can't do as much. Also, when it comes to traveling with an elderly person who is not as active, this is going back to Terrence's question, you know, take those breaks throughout the day. It does get really hot, so do that afternoon siesta, take a break, you know, relax. And also there's plenty of places to people watch if you do want to stay in the parks. Just make sure that you take a break, you know, try out those attractions that are, you know, have air conditioning so you can get a break from the sun. Maybe book a meal in the middle of the day, or, you know, just leave early if that person is getting tired. That's kind of advice that I could give, and hopefully, Tom, that kind of answers your question about if it's worth personalizing a touring plan. Jean, I don't know what it's called, maybe Disney After Dark. Oh, I don't know about this. Jean, let me research. I'll get back to you. All right. Okay, going to my questions. We finished this page, so I can throw that aside to avoid confusion. Do you guys want to talk about the announcement with the Disney streaming service? What do you think? Heart this video if you want to talk about it. I mean, I'm getting a lot of mixed opinions with if people like this or not. So I'll start talking about it. You guys show me some hearts if you want to hear more. But basically, Disney introduced this streaming service, which means that they're going to be taking their Disney movies off of Netflix. Now, before anyone freaks out, I was really upset about this too, I'm not going to lie. You have until the end of 2018 to still watch all these Disney movies, and to my understanding, the new ones are still going to come to Netflix. So, yes, the streaming service, they're actually going to launch a Disney movie one, like a separate streaming service, and then an ESPN one, which I think the ESPN one is going to come out in 2018, and then the Disney movie one is going to come out in 2019. So because of their contract with Netflix, you still have until the end of 2018 to watch all of those movies. All the Star Wars ones, I'm pretty sure, like, The Last Jedi will still be on there, you know, like, as these newer movies come out. Which I think it was last September that Disney kind of partnered with Netflix and they started coming out with these Disney movies. It was last September. So, like, I was shocked when The Good Dinosaur and Moana and Zootopia was coming out and they had, like, barely come out on video. I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't have to buy all these because I already have Netflix. It was very, very cool. But yeah, they will be ending their partnership. And this streaming service for Disney, this kind of will be like the Disney movie home base. So, like, when Toy Story 4 comes out, it's going to go to the streaming service. When Frozen 2 comes out, it's going to go to the streaming service. And I've heard that they're considering a separate service for Marvel and a separate service for Star Wars. So let me know, like, do you think that's a good idea? Do you wish that they would combine them all so that you have access to all of them, even though it might mean a higher price tag? Or do you prefer a separate streaming service if you're just a fan of Marvel, or just a fan of Star Wars? Let me know your thoughts. I think it's kind of cool. Oh my gosh, when I talk too fast, I stumble over my words, and then I don't speak clear. All right. Oh, Jean, you've got some information for me. It is called Disney After Hours. Oh, it's coming back to me. Okay, Disney After Hours, a ticketed event. Didn't they do something with this last year? With that, you know, letting people into Magic Kingdom for this After Hours event. And I think at one point they were giving tickets away for free. Do you guys remember that? Oh, this is coming back to me. And you had to pay like a pretty high price tag, but basically the park was open to you after hours. So kind of like extra magic hours, except less people because you're paying for this hard ticket event. A lot of people seem to not like it because it wasn't like it was a Halloween or Christmas party where you gotta like get a lot of extra perks. It was basically like the park was open to you. So Jean, I don't know if they're gonna do that. I have not heard about it since that happened. It kind of seemed like something that didn't do super well, but you know, I don't know. Maybe they'll bring it back. Haven't heard anything. Maybe they won't. Peter has mixed feelings about the streaming service. I'm sorry that my phone bumped. He doesn't want to add another monthly charge for streaming, and he owns most of the Disney movies that he wants. You know, I'm in like a very mixed mindset because I love Netflix for the fact that they have those Disney Junior shows for my kids. And someone asked a question of if the streaming service will include Marvel and if they're going to take Marvel off of Netflix. Any Marvel TV shows will stay on Netflix for the time being. So just wanted to get that out of the way before we move on. As far as the streaming service, I don't know. It depends how much it is. You know, Netflix is a pretty reasonable price for the access you get to all of the movies and shows, but with it just being like concentrated Disney, it really just depends on what they have to offer. You know, I can see myself doing it if it includes every Disney movie ever made, because then I don't have to buy all of those. And if they have the option that Netflix has where you can download certain things to your phone and then you don't need internet to watch it, that's when I would definitely do it, because I think that'd be worth it, you know, for car rides or plane trips, you know, stuff like that. But I want to know how you guys feel about this. Oh, my mom's joining. Those are all those thumbs up, you guys. Hi, Mom. All right. And yes, Tom was verifying, Jean, what I was saying about the Magic Kingdom After Dark was that hard ticket event. And he hasn't heard if it's continuing either. But Renee did it in March and it was amazing. And let's see. You guys are covering me. That's great. Kim, Disney After Dark was only free to DVC members, I believe. Yeah, but they did have that Magic Kingdom Park after hours event. Yes, that I knew that like they were giving to guests as they were leaving the park. It actually happened to a few of my coworkers. Renee was saying that she rode Seven Dwarfs My Train 10 times in a row with no wait. That's like unheard of. That's amazing. You would probably not find that at another hard ticket party. So that is very, very cool. Hi, Mom. Oh my gosh. Now she's like spamming me with hearts. I love you. Thanks. You see my smile. You know I appreciate it. And Elizabeth said, I'll get the streaming service if I can watch some classic animated Disney. See, that's kind of how I feel. Like, you know, like those old movies, like Swiss Family Robinsons, like The Parent Trap, stuff like that. Was Darby O'Gill and the Little People, was that a Disney one? I don't remember. Let me know. Didn't they have like leprechauns in that movie, I think? Ooh, coworker, is this Brian? Let me know who's helping me out, because I appreciate this. The event was Disney After Hours, and we have a TouringPlans link. There were stories of tickets being handed out upon check-in at certain hotels. Okay, all right. So we're on the same wavelength as far as what that was. Whew. Matthew said, I already have Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon, thinking that a Disney service may cost as much as those three, yeah, combined. We do know that there is a special Disney price for everything, so I'm thinking that it would be a little higher for that. Oh, and Tony remembers Darby O'Gill and the Little People. Okay, so it was Disney. Oh, same with Peter. You guys are the best. Okay. Let's get back to some questions. Okay, I answered these. We had a lot of people asking, two people asked about the International Festival of the Arts at Epcot. I talked about this in a previous Facebook Live. It was kind of when I started doing them, and I think I did like a little too much information. So, the Epcot International Festival of the Arts, that is like such a long name, you guys. It's going to start in January 2018. That's for next year. And it features kind of musical performances, artwork, food kiosks, very similar to Food and Wine, and workshops and seminars. And it's basically all centered around the arts of every different kind. I didn't get to go this year, and that was the first year they did it, and it looked like so much fun. It looked amazing. It combines all kinds of arts, including like not just like musicals, but like, you know, like just singer performances, and like I said, different artwork, just every aspect, including the culinary arts. So if you are an artsy person in any way, pretty much, definitely check that out. Got some more questions. I'm sorry, I keep shaking my phone. That's when I touch it, that's what happens. Renee said, if the service is like what they have on the cruise ship, I would do it. It was great. So she's talking about that Disney streaming service that is coming out. Well, that's good to know. I mean, so if you guys have been on a Disney cruise and you know what that service is about, maybe it'll be worth it to you. All right. Let's see. We answered this one about the minivan service coming to the rest of the resorts. And we talked, oh my gosh, you guys. We answered all of my questions. That's amazing. Do you have any other questions while I'm still here? I had a lot, so I'm kind of surprised I got through most of them. And like I said, if there's any questions that you guys asked during the stream, here I am talking too fast again, I will definitely answer them. Oh, my Aunt Kathy said I'm cute. Love you. Thanks, Kathy. I feel like I'm not doing well today. Dole Whip versus Citrus Swirl. Oh my gosh. Oh, and Angel said, hello. Dole Whip versus Citrus Swirl. You guys, okay. Full disclosure, this is confession time. Feel free to do the angry face. I have never tried a Dole Whip or a Citrus Swirl. I know. Okay, let me explain. The reason being, I don't really, I'm a salty person. You know how some people like salty, some people like sweets? I am a salty person. I will eat the Disney popcorn until like I have no room left in my stomach, and then I'll continue eating it. But when it comes to, I know people are giving me the wow faces too. But when it comes to the sweet stuff, I don't opt for it. I don't opt for the desserts. I would rather eat a bag of chips, like, oh my gosh, like cheddar and sour cream or Doritos. Oh my gosh. Or Disney popcorn, which is the best popcorn in the world. Some people might say like other brands like Act 2 or Orville Redenbacher. No, it's Disney because it's salty and buttery and really good. But no, I haven't tried either of them. let me know your feelings about how you feel about Dole Whips and citrus swirls, because this is a safe, open environment. I want to know your opinions, and let me know if you are a salty person like me. I want to know that too. Jean, I'd love to see the old wonderful world of Disney shows. Me too. You don't know how many times my parents have talked about sitting, you know, in their family room in front of the TV on, was it like Sunday nights, watching the wonderful world of Disney. And it just sounds like such amazing memories, and I never got to experience it because I'm not old enough. So if they could bring that back, oh, that would be amazing. Because the memories and the nostalgia that like I see and hear in my parents' voice just makes it seem like something I totally missed out on. All right. Kelly, kind of hoping we can go to the Festival of the Arts next year. I feel like my daughter will love it. I think it'll be so cool, you know, just to have, it's just a celebration of the arts, and what's better than that? I'm a very artsy person. I cannot draw at all, but, you know, I love to sing, I love theater, I love all that aspects of that. You know, I play the drums, all kinds of things. So to be in that environment where it's a pure celebration, I just think would be fantastic. And I can appreciate artwork. And you can buy artwork there. You can do meet and greets with special like Disney artists. And you can go to workshops and seminars featuring them. And then, like I mentioned before, you know, they celebrate the culinary arts. So these booths will have basically like these foods that are works of art that you can't appreciate for long because then you're going to eat it, but then you can appreciate it in your stomach. Heather, have I heard if they're doing New Year's Day brunch at Chef Mickey's again this year? I don't know. I know that, you know, for holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's, different resorts like the Contemporary or the Grand Floridian do celebrations and meals that you can pay for, I'm pretty sure. Like I know they did a Mother's Day one that you could pay for, that you can enjoy. So that should be on the schedule in a couple months, those offerings. And also whenever we hear about them, I know that Ricky is really awesome. She's amazing. She hears news, like breaking news, and writes about them immediately. That girl must never sleep because she is always on top of things. It's amazing. So if those kind of offers and specials do come out, it's normally on our blog or Twitter or Facebook. Just follow us everywhere. And then Brian does a weekly news report on our YouTube page. And I'm on there too, you guys. So like if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. It's a great channel. Brian and I, we balance each other out really well. And then we have Guy, who he'll do reviews of different foods, and he'll do like room tours, or like if there's a new attraction, he'll film that. So there's a lot to offer on our YouTube page, so you guys should check it out. And then make requests for what you want to see. Okay, Peter hasn't had them either. No worries. Okay, oops, whoops, sorry guys. And then Carlos gave me some angry faces, I know. And then my Aunt Kathy, who I'm coming to visit in November, she said that I can try a Dole Whip and a citrus swirl in November when I go. So you guys, maybe I'll do it. Is that something you would want me to film? Like, is me eating a dessert something that you would seem like worthy of me to film? If you want to like see my reaction of me trying a Dole Whip for the first time, heart this video, heart, not thumbs or thumbs up. Heart right now if you want me to film that. I don't know that my reaction will be super like groundbreaking, but you know, it's something new. Carlos, Dole Whip is the reason why I go to the parks, LOL. I'm sorry, I know, I'm a disgrace. I'm getting an overload of hearts, so I guess maybe I should film my reaction. All right, I'm doing it for you. I will film this. Ooh, should I do a Facebook Live? Maybe I will, of me just eating a dessert. Gosh, that sounds super interesting. Maybe I'll buy a citrus swirl and I'll buy a Dole Whip, and I will Facebook Live my reaction, if that sounds interesting. Mark, we're getting ready to purchase annual passes. Can you get fast passes 30 days before we actually use the passes at Walt Disney World? That is an excellent question. Okay, if Brian or whoever is still behind the Touring Plans Facebook page, answer this question for Mark. Otherwise, Mark, I will answer this immediately after I'm done with this stream, which I think I'll be wrapping up pretty soon, so you'll get your answer in a little bit. Kelly, that Dole Whip float is the stuff of dreams. Tom, Dole Whip for me, citrus swirl for the missus. Adam says Dole Whip is a must for his wife. And Kelly agrees on the wonderful world of Disney. And they are on TCM, Turner Classic Movies, that channel, from time to time. I don't get that channel. And my husband wants to get rid of cable, which, I mean, we have Netflix, so we could, but like, you know, how am I going to watch Grey's Anatomy, you guys? Come on. Peter said Wonderful World of Disney was a good show. Heather, which spa location would you recommend? Sorry that I bumped my camera. It probably just like made me crooked. Heather, I have been to Saratoga Springs only. I have not been to the Grand Floridian for a spa. From what I can tell you about Saratoga Springs, it is like, it's an experience. It's not just like you go in and you get a massage and then you're done. They like, you go in and they're like, come about an hour early and you can enjoy our services. And so there's like a hot tub that you can go in, and they give you a special juice, and there's like a reason for this juice. It's like all part of the massage or like facial experience, and it all relates, and they kind of talk you through what they're doing and why they're doing it. It really is an experience, and it's super interesting. I know my aunt did a massage at the spa in Alani, and she had a similar experience, except probably like a million times better because she was in Hawaii. There is a price tag for these to go to the spa, any of the spas, but I really enjoyed Saratoga Springs, and I'm pretty sure that was like the original spa. But if you have an opportunity to go to the Grand Floridian, I mean, do it, I would say. All right. Will I sing a few lines of Beauty and the Beast before the video ends? I can't. I mean, come on, listen to my voice. It's all croaky and allergy ridden. And then my mom's jumping on that bandwagon saying, I'm with Tom. Will you sing at the end? Oh, Kenzie, hi. Thanks for joining. All right. Oh, people want to see me Facebook Live, the Dole Whip. Jenny said go with Saratoga Springs for the spa. It's larger and more comfortable. Thank you, Jenny. I'm really glad that you answered that. This is why I like doing these streams, because you guys always have an opinion that I don't, because I haven't done everything at Walt Disney World, and we know I've barely done anything at Disneyland. So your opinions and your experiences is what I count on to help everyone with their questions and their dilemmas when it comes to making plans for their trips. But yeah, Jenny loves the spa at Saratoga. All right, I think I'm done. I think I answered all my questions. I really had fun with you guys. You made me feel better on a day or a week when I've not been feeling good because of these stinking seasonal allergies, but you guys make me forget the migraine and all that not fun stuff. So I really appreciate you watching and joining me, and if you have any questions that I haven't answered, ask them right now, because I'm going to look over everything after this stream anyway. And if you've missed the whole thing and you're subscribed to our YouTube page, we upload this to YouTube as well, so you can always watch it there. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you in a couple weeks. Bye, guys!